pointed out how big it is to play for your national team. As both teams will meet in the middle. The last friendly handshake and exchange of pins or emblems.
Well, we're now going to introduce our 3 referees. Tonight we have from Japan's B League, Takaki Kato. From Turkey, we have Zafer Yilmaz. And from Estonia, we have Mikel Maniste. A big thank you to all of our officials who've done a magnificent job in all of our competitions. And they will continue to do a magnificent job in the second game, game day 1 of the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket, live here in Katowice. Well, Xenia, we are going to take a look very soon at the started lineups. And again, you're like a kid in a candy store when you talk about France. So many talented players on this team, and I don't know where to begin. It must be a headache for Freddie Fatou.
Yeah, where do you go? I think they go with the consistency of what they've been doing in the warm-up games. Jabusele will definitely be in there. And I just think, well, we're going to go, well, let's see. I said Belgium, but it should be France. There we go. Here's your starting 5 for you, Josh.
Well, Gerson Yabusele along with his there Cordinier, Teo Maladon, Mamadou Jete is going to be their big man. And of course, the play you spoke about, Bilal Koulibaly. That is a very strong lineup. But you also have the likes of Risa Shea coming off the bench. And not to mention Iffy, as you mentioned, Elia Kobo and Sylvain Francisco. See, that is a deep, deep lineup for Les Bleus.
Yeah, big time. And if he comes up, so it was an injury. Here's Yabusele, 11 points in that NBA, but for me, this is with the New York Knicks. I think the highlight was from Paris de Silva when he had that outstanding dunk on LeBron James. I really think that, welcome to Yabusele's style of play, aggressive, obviously strong in stature, can get to the hoop, can also stretch the floor and shoot the 3.
Of course, Yabusele made a big mark of his game when he did play in the Spanish ACB prior to going to the NBA, but I just love everything about Belgian basketball. Dario Georgia, of course, going to Belgium, starting as a, head coach, but it was the move that he made to Filou Ostend. When he went to that club, he was there for over 14 years. Became one of the winningest coaches, if not the winningest coach, of 14 Belgian championships. Unfortunately, he will be leaving. He'll be going to France next season with CSP Limoges, but his starting lineup will see Emmanuel Lecomte, Jean-Marc Wemmer, Hans van Veen, Loic Schwartz, who does play for Saint-Quentin in the Pro and the Basketball Champions League, along with the big man, Ismael Bako. Now, go back 3 seasons ago. The best season he had was when he played in the ACB with Baxi Manresa. Since then, his game is elevated. He has been not only great for his club teams, but especially here for the Belgian Lions.
Yeah, huge. And I think there's going to be a big emphasis for him to find his groove and, put his presence early in this game. They're going with veteranship, like I said. They're one of the oldest teams in this group, only averaging 28. But, like we said, a bunch of 20-year-olds on the French team.
Let's go out, adapt, shift up, okay, guys? So that we go towards double side, okay? Be physical, smart. Go. Hey, go, let's go.
Well, there you have it. Be physical and be smart.
And of course, our official sponsor, the Tissot Countdown to Tip-Off, is underway. And going back to Dario Georgia, where does he put all the trophies in his house? 14 Belgian League championships, 8 Belgian Cups, 4 Belgian Super Cups. And of course, when they formed the new BNXT, he also won 3 of those, and 3-time Belgian League Coach of the Year. I mean, my goodness gracious. As mentioned, well, all the best to him when he goes to CSP Limoges in the French LMB. But right now, his sights are set. This is a Northern European derby, a true battle. It's a David versus Goliath matchup. Indeed it is, the 11th matchup in the history between both Belgium and France. And see, it's very fair to say, France have had the advantage. They've won 8 times. The last time Belgium beat France was back in 2009 in the group stage of the FIBA EuroBasket. That is a long time ago.
For sure, it was a long time ago, but, here and now is the most important thing. I think both teams tie their shoelaces up the same way. Who's going to come out, hit the first punch, recover? Basketball is up and downs, ebbs and flows. So I'm excited for this one. Here we go. Game 2 of game day 1.
Ismael Bako is indeed going to jump this one with Mamadou Jete. Welcome everybody, live here in Katowice, Poland, the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. France up against Belgium. Well, it's going to be Matty Lecomte coming up with first possession. Belgium made history back in Tbilisi, Georgia, defeating Spain for the first time in over 60 years. Can they do the same tonight? Saint-Quentin's Loic Schwartz. Kind of one screen, but France's defense right now remaining tight and compact. Lecomte bumps, finds Bako. Goes up for it, and he's able to get that one to drop.
Really good soft touch there. And a way to work the ball with the shot clock running down.
Théo Maledon now working the backcourt along with Cordidier. They want to find maybe a potential ISO. Yeah, Yabusele guided by Hans van Veen. Jean-Marc Weber coming for the double team. Time winding down. Oh, smooth penetration, slices the defense.
Makes it look easy, 6-8. And a great story from him. He's just, step by step, it came up with Victor Wembanyama. Back door, yeah, over back, no? Yeah.
That last move was definitely cool, Ibali.
Okay, Dad joke. You're a dad now, so you can say that. Well, here it is.
Look at it, yeah.
Cool, Ibali, finish, and lovely job. Really floats in the air. 21 years old, 6'8", stunning stature, long and lean, really athletic. And the sky's the limit for him.
A bit of heavy pressure coming in. Théo Maledon now coming off one screen. Baku's got to commit. Koulibaly in the corner. It's a good look as Hans van Veen is able to gather the rebound. Well, van Veen out of control. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound.
No one. They decided to just get back on defense, and you can see why.
It's an interesting matchup because Yabusele has a size advantage against Bako, and that's case in point.
That's a strong man move down there.
They absolutely loved him in the Spanish ACB. I mean, not any of the teams he played against, but definitely the Madrid fans appreciated everything he gave for them. As now Lecomte finds Bako. Oh, again, poorly timed. But that should have been an easy 2 points for the Lions. And the Valley bumps. Loic Schwartz trying to take a charge, but nothing given.
Really good job from Koulibaly to take the hit. It's back-to-back buckets for him. And just stays really cool and calm, doesn't he?
Currently 2-possession lead. Belgium know they have to work hard against a very elite French team as Cordidier. It's going to get called for a foul for hands in the passing lanes. Well, he had a magnificent career last year in France with Saint-Quentin, and there's the bump by Koulibaly. But Loic Schwartz, they want to get him to be one of their primary scoring options. Lecomte picks up his dribble. Well, there you have it. There's a pump fake. This is what he does best. And he did that a few times in the Basketball Champions League.
Yeah, splashes it in, and France knew exactly where they wanted to go. But with that little pump fake, gets the defense up and over and gives them enough space.
Yes, he also played for his head coach, Dario Georgia, in Belgium for Falou Ostend. And Cordidier drawing the foul. Now he'll go to the free throw line for Les Bleus. Because see, if you were Ismael Bako tonight, you have probably got the toughest job defensively. You got to cover the paint. I mean, there's another look at the pump fake by Loic Schwartz, but the amount of times you've got to, really assess. Do you come over and switch? How much help do you give? Because you're giving up a lot of space against a player like Mohamedou Djeté.
Well, you have to. He's big. He's very big and strong. So you've got to throw different things, sometimes maybe a little edge or a little fake to potentially come and double. But you've got to be physical from early. You've got to hit him in the chest as he comes over halfway.
Again, you just saw France's bench. Alexandre Sarr, Zachary Usaché on the bench. Another turnover. France will get it back.
That's the thing about the French defense, is not only are they long and lean, but they're strong and they're right up in you, right under your shorts, and you've got to clear out space, use jab fakes. You've got to be strong with the ball.
Think about many fans who are not accustomed to watching international basketball. When you think about a great team like France, they've only ever won one FIBA EuroBasket. That was back in 2013. Jean-Marc Weber getting called for the foul.
down. Oh, excuse me, no.
Baseline possession coming up for France. Mateo Maladon will inbound this one. Valley trying to get a seal off. Suddenly a 3-point lead. Maladon finds time, space, unable to connect. Backo gets aboard. Belgium know the transition points are going to be gold dust tonight, so they have to really work together. Backo fakes a handoff. Now wants to go up against Jete. Finds Weman again, poor pass. And that's a second consecutive turnover for the Lions.
And that's the pressure of the French, where it's such simple things you do over and over, and in your sleep catch the ball, just slips right through his fingers.
Just remember, this French team, as elite as they are, it's very unknown territory for them, as mentioned, just missing a few players. Let's figure it out as Jete battles, finds Cordinier. Getting a fresh look. Cordinier finds Koulibaly, wide open three. But Backo again, preventing any second chance points.
Really good rebound from Backo.
So far, Belgium still within touching distance. One thing they've got to try to maintain is the emotion and the energy of this game. Lecompte finds Hans van Veen. Backo battling. Koulibaly just does his job. Well, good work. Oh, they're going to call a foul. That's a good look, though, for Hans van Veen. I said he is a stretch forward. He can play 3 to 5, depending on the circumstance. But, you know, those are the kind of shots from the perimeter you will see him take.
I think that's a good point, but just make sure you're shooting it in rhythm. I think that's the most important thing. For France, they're getting good looks, just haven't knocked it down.
Well, Yabusele tied, backed out. Very physical jump hook. This time Van Veen, well, again, tipping it right to Maladon. France getting it yet again. Here's a pick and roll. Yabusele will fire up for three. Koulibaly this time.
Multiple offensive rebounds here for France.
Well, there's a hesitation. Finds Jete, double team. Well, good work by Jean-Marc Wemme. He had to drop deep defend because Jete was in prime position.
Aladou should have just shot that, I think, instead of, sharing's caring. But sometimes you can overpass, so he'll go to the bench.
Well, see, here's a nice little sub for France.
Yeah.
Now,
let's go.
Yep. I remember when he really got onto the scene 3 years ago. Because him and Ismail Backo, they were teammates when they played at Baxman West. Now, Backo's going to the bench. They made it to the finals of the Basketball Champions League, only to lose to Tenerife. But my word, he is lightning quick. Koulibaly goes in, finishes.
I really like Koulibaly's game, constantly moving, slashing to the basket. Big screen net.
Schwartz going for another three, and that's just a little too short.
Sorry, no, Tumba with the screen. Here's Koulibaly. He just, multiple highlights, just him floating in the air. Float like a butterfly string.
I think Emmanuel Lecompte probably knew he was out of position, didn't want to contest anything because that was going to be an at one. But again, nice finish by Bilal Koulibaly. Well, players like Jean-Marc Wemme, Hans van Veen, Kevin Tumba, Backo, they've got to not only lead by example, they've got to contribute big time. Elia Kobo. Good defense coming from Loic Schwartz, but a foul's going to be given. So 2 free throws coming up for Kobo. Well, they've learned the building. The French fans, we've seen them around town so far. You kind of feel even with this team that they have seen, their expectations should be to finish top, if anything second, get, if anything, to the semifinals. It's still a very elite French team.
Second, who's first?
I'm not going to guess anything. I'd say they should at least be contesting one of those 2 places, but
they want to be first.
We got some great teams in this group. Poland, Slovenia, Luka Doncic is in town, so every game is going to be a battle for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. But I think, game day one, you want to get the nerves out, you know, iron out the creases, and just take your time, get it on the floor. It's a long tournament, and it's a long game. We're only in the first quarter. But for me right now, I feel like France are very calm, not rushing, doing well on the defensive end, putting pressure on Belgium to, you know, take tough shots. Here comes Alexander Sarr. Great. Another young'un, 20 years old in the NBA. Comes from a basketball family, second round pick. With a foul here.
Glad to see Maurice O'Shea in the building. Remember, both him and Alexander Sarr, only 2 summers ago, they came second place at the FIBA U19 Basketball World Cup in a very close game, which they could have won it on the final play against Spain. But now it is the highest level. Lecompte waiting for Tumba to roll. Tumba sealing off. They don't get the ball to him. But now they go to Hans van Veen. Lecompte's got to take this. Francisco. Wow. Sylvain Francisco. That is what I'm talking about. The reaction, the closeout. And you got to love the block by this man.
Look, he doesn't give up on the play. Shot clock running down. Has to shoot it. Comes out with his hands up. Good job yet again, like I said. Nothing easy for Belgium right now. And frustration a little bit starting to creep in. Yeah, they're finding it difficult to get anything easy.
Francisco working the ball screen for Sarr. Sarr just trying to cement position at the double block. Van Veen trying to stand strong. Yabusele finds Francisco. This is good ball movement. Now Francisco will fire, but unable to convert. Well, Silberg can't work well. Van Veen was wide open.
Yeah, missed him.
Schwartz didn't get it to him. That's a good attempt. There's a follow-up now. Second chance points. It's going to be a key factor tonight for Belgium.
Yeah, Van Veen, good job cleaning up the glass. Where before a couple of possessions, they didn't hit the glass. They just ran straight back.
And there's the acceleration by Francisco. Good drop recovery by Loy Schwartz, forcing the turnover. Belgium will get it back.
Good job, Michael.
Here we go, the young man. Just playing with the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA, the #1 pick. All the French fans, all the big smiles, the €1 million smiles, you can call that one. Again, Tumba relentlessly trying to set every ball screen. Schwartz waiting for Tumba to roll.
Got them mismatched down low.
Lecompte goes back door, has a mid-range. Well, neatly read and tucked away by Emmanuel Lecompte. Because he was also a key player for Belgium at the previous EuroBasket. Even though they did defeat Spain, which was a historical win, Spain went on to be champions. Only a 3-point ball game. Wow, good interception. And a foul's going to be given.
Good defense. Manga working hard down there. Excuse me. GSA for Belgium working, moving his feet. There he is, staying active, hands, gets in front. Good defense.
See, this is where France have got to discover their identity. Who is the go-to player? Obviously, the leader is going to be players like Dusan Yabusele. But now it's about applying it here on the floor. And an offensive foul. Well, have they called a moving screen against Kevin Tumba?
But they have. And just going back to France, let's see here. Yeah, just that little shift. I don't know. I think the superstar days have gone. I think it's about team basketball where you have multiple hitters, you know. And they're obviously...
Alexander Sarr just trying to contest the offensive board. And Tumba, wow.
Cameraman.
Goes right into the, goes into 2 of them, I think. You gotta love the heart and the effort of Kevin Tumba.
This is gonna be fun because this is the cameraman shot right here.
Look out below, here it comes.
Good job, cameraman.
2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. France only leading by 3. Akobo going for a long two-pointer step back. He's just struggling to fire in at the moment. Well, why not? Zachary Risa-Shea in the corner. Kobo's going to get called for a push in the back.
The thing is with France right now, getting great looks. I have no complaints in the way they're moving the ball. It's all the magic formula. It's going in. It's you know, going from one side to the other. They're shooting in rhythm and just not knocking it down. And you know, no big deal right now, as it's only the first quarter. But it just keeps the door open and for Belgium to stick around and potentially tie this up. Doesn't make the free throw.
Like you said, the free throw line, you just saw number 36. Now, he's the young prospect in which Dario Georgia, current head coach of Belgium, signed to play for Filou Ostend. As you've seen him in the BCL, he's had quite the bunnies, I can tell you that. He's had some big-time throwdowns this season for a 22-year-old. Just Belgium as well, like France, trying to test out some new, younger elite players. Okobo, down the middle. Goes into traffic. Well, Assad didn't need to elevate too high.
Makes it look so easy. 7-footer. Can't teach height. That's for sure.
Sweet possession ball game. Wow, here we go. Here we go. Well, goes behind the back and still throws it down. I think we were expecting a lob. But Francisco knew that was going to be tough over Kevin Tumba.
Well, it was the defense from Francisco just being a pest. Look at him relentless is the word I wanted.
Tumba now wants to go right back inside. Again, it's good defense by the big man. And now France, leading by 6, potentially. Could go 2 for 1. Kobo working magic here at the moment with Sa. Doesn't go for the post entry. Francisco, time winding down. There's a hesitation. Foul drawn, so 2 free throws coming up for Sylvain Francisco.
Francisco really great minutes here from him. Comes off the bench on the defensive end, gets the turnover, has a nice little highlight play behind his back, drops the dime, is a pest on the defense, and then comes down on the offensive end. That last bucket for him, that nice little hesitation. This is behind the back. No doubt probably make the top 10 plays. Do you ever wish you were 7 foot sometimes, like Sa, or no?
I just wish I was as talented as Sylvain Francisco.
Oh, okay. You went with the short king.
Well, I just love it. One of the seasons I was really impressed with him was after his time with Manresa.
Yeah.
When he went and played for Vasilis Spanoulis in Peristyria in Greece. You're being coached by one of the greatest point guards in the history of the European game. And I felt that just molded his game a little bit better because he's not just flair and quick and pace. He reads the game very well.
Yeah, and nobody rushes him either. Plays at his own pace. But look at him. Look how far he's got the ball out from Belgium's basket.
Well, Belgium now down by 8. Final shot coming up. Tumba. Van Vliet. Got to take it. That's going to be a 24-second foul. Now, France actually should have a little bit of time here, but I think there's actually still a little bit of time between. Yeah, so France, I'm not sure how much was left.
Well, what I do know is incredible defense, Josh. That is very difficult. You saw how far Francisco had pushed the ball out, nearly here at the halfway line. Nobody got even their eyes on the basket. Sensational defense from the French.
1.3 left here in the first quarter. This is going to be inbounded by Raul Cabarro, who's only just checked into the game. So they do have Risa-Shea, Sylvain Francisco. As well as Board on the floor, so there's quite a few options Leblanc can go to.
Yeah, sure can. Referee's going to talk about it. And Timote is going to take it out of bounds on the sideline here.
So Belgium, like France, don't have any fouls to give, so the last thing you want to do is foul anything here in this last 1.3.
Yeah, look at this. You don't even know what's on the clock. You're trying to pass it when you need to shoot.
For sure that is going to infuriate Dario Georgia because, oh, so 2-10. Actually, there's no time at all. So I don't even think they'll attempt anything. Well, there you have it. End of the first quarter. France runners up in the 2022 FIBA EuroBasket, leading by 8 points against Belgium. And so far, as Andy, you mentioned, it's been France's defense. It has been suffocating at the moment.
Yeah, big time. And turning over Belgium 8 times and then being fantastic in the paint. They've got 12 points in the paint.
Well, Freddy Fatou just getting some words into his players.
Tous les quatre, vous pouvez switcher sur le pick and roll, surtout avec Jalen. C'est bon, donc vous emmerdez pas. Par contre, les switch, on fait switch agressif. Ok, avec un pas. Attention, donc il y a le sous poste 4 qui tire à 3 points. Pas qu'il prenne le feu là-dessus.
Here are the first quarter best plays, and really the only bad stat for France is that they're 0 from 7 from the three-point line. But for me, they've shot them all in rhythm, so sometimes it just goes that way. But here was Koulibaly floating in the air, multiple layups like that in the first quarter for him as he had 6 points.
And of course, personally, I felt that when Ismail Bako left the game, the inside presence, both defensively and as well as their offensive presence, kind of dwindled away from Belgium. When he's not in the game, they don't really have a threat inside the paint.
Yeah, at all. And there was Schwartz's three-pointer, which they needed. This was the great block from Francisco. And everyone is on the same page for France.
Well, there was a take by Akobo, and at that point, Kevin Tumba's got to come and help, and you leave Alexander Sarr left open. Everybody's got to be on that extra help side. But basketball fans, if you love the EuroBasket, if you love international hoops, scan that QR code and download Courtside 1891, where you can watch all the live streams and extended highlights of FIBA competitions. Courtside 1891, download it today. Well, the French fans, as always, indeed in fine fashion. We do have some fans from Belgium as well. It says Roshan Yabusele, Cordinier getting a rest. So France coming out with Risache, Sylvain Francisco, or Alexander Sarr, as well as Luau Cabarro. The talent just never ends here for the French. Risache killing the screen. Well, they have a switch on defense. There's a kick out. Luau Cabarro getting their first three-pointer after 8 attempts.
And let's have a look here. Timeout right away. Coach is not happy with it. That's a beautiful team basketball play here. Sharing is caring. They work the ball all the way around. Corner 3. Knocks it down. Like I said, they were 0 for 7 before that, but all those shots were in rhythm, in their offense. Now they get rewarded.
Well, you saw Coach Dario Georgia infuriated with the 22-year-old. Let's listen now what he has to say.
Sinon on revient, on rejoue. Mais commencez pas à vous poser des questions, surtout pas quoi. Ça, dès qu'on met de la vitesse, ils pourront pas vous suivre. Si on va rester Zach, devant, Tim, Silver, Jalen et toi Alex. Ok, on reste, on essaie de toucher les ballons. Attention, s'ils veulent le tir à 3 points, si le ballon il est pas là, Jalen tu protèges le dos, Tim tu protèges le dos.
Well, there are the field goal percentages. Belgium currently 4 out of 10 from within inside the rainbow. And I think Dario Georgia, knowing how he's been, watching his teams over the years, he's had some... Well, go back to head coach Dario Georgia. What he has always done a magnificent job of is working with teams with, respectful budgets against teams with bigger budgets. And he's always found ways to make his teams competitive. And you saw him really getting it in the face of Yopi Menace, his young 22-year-old.
Well, only one play has happened in that second quarter, and he said, I've seen enough. Timeout, and speak about it. France comes out of the timeout with a little press and go back into a man-to-man.
Niels van der Ende also playing point guard role. There's a dump down. Again, you got to catch that one. So coming up with it while making something out of a tough situation. And they'll take that. 9-point deficit.
Yeah, Chiesa sticking with it. need points anywhere they can get them.
Just a quick ball screen. Baseline. Are you kidding me? Ale Risache. What a throwdown. I don't know what was more beautiful. The pick and roll, the high lob, the dime. It's got to go. There's a screen. Sa Risache. Good night. That's incredible play.
Makes him a post up. Goes to the line for one, and his teammates love it on the bench. You can see how much it means to them. Can't hit the and one though.
Still an 11-point lead currently to France. Down to Ende. Just having to play this point guard role. Good experience for him. Got to keep things under control. Kisei. They had to switch, but Kisei goes himself. That's not a bad move. He just tipped that off the front iron. Sachet again, just playing at a very, very quick tempo, Zania.
Yeah, that's incredible, right? That he can just get the ball out in transition, handle it himself. Have to foul him to stop. Here's this deadly baseline drive and cut. When you can have a guy coming on that baseline, sneaking behind the defense, is tough to guard.
That's the 2024 #1 pick in the first round of the NBA draft. Congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks. You've got a great young player. Maladon finding that separation from the mid-range and now extending France's lead to 13.
What to do with that bucket? That looked pretty, didn't it? Nice release. And now he's playing full court defense.
Menace now finding Van de Ende. Tumba. And that time the help side rotation. Horde just a little too slow for France. So 2 free throws coming up for Kevin Tumba.
Kevin Tumba, I need you to slam that in the rim. But either way, he'll go to the free throw line for 2. Much better from Belgium though. Movement, good screens.
Well, Kevin Tumba, like many of the Belgian players, starting at Mont-Sanon, which is one of the top teams in now the BNXT, but, you know, has been a great ambassador for Belgian basketball. I think some of the key years he had is when he played for UCAM Murcia in the Spanish ACB, but, you know, he's had some very good years playing at some elite teams all over Europe.
No, he's 34 now. 6'9", good physique.
Point lead. The French fans getting in as now Sa will fire a 3. Not going to get it. Kisei towering for the rebound. Belgium trying to play quickly. Kisei coast to coast. Oh, my goodness. Almost connected with it. But now Raul Cabarro finding Sa. Still has it. No, Belgium comes up with it. Can't have numbers. Well, Van Vliet, this is what he does. He likes to fire 3s. Oh, this is worrying for Belgium because down the other end, Kisei looks like he's in some sort of pain. I don't know if he got a shot to the face or...
Yeah. He's going to get a sub out. I think he's bleeding.
Oh, yeah, you see blood coming from the nose.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hopefully he's going to be okay because, I mean, look at this. I mean, he plays with a spark and energy. But right now you can see it's just putting a little bit of concern for these French defenders.
Well, the more he walks around, he's going to have a clean-up crew. There's blood, so they can't carry on the game until it's cleaned up.
Let's have a look at the replay. I'm not sure what happened.
Well, they lose his shoe as well. He gets smacked.
Sachet's knee just made contact with Kisei's nose, and that is
painful.
That's ouch.
Yeah. So he's going to have to change jerseys as well. Cleanup crew needs to come out.
Well, he's definitely tough as nails, that's for sure. Well, Dario Georgia, his team only down by 12 points. 7:25 left, and that complete melee. I'm trying to remember who had possession of the ball.
For the cleanup crew. Obviously, they don't want to use the broom of the sweat, as it is blood on the floor.
Going to have to use something more than just a, as you said, something with blood. It dries very, very quickly, which does make it very. See some water. Now we have it. Well, you look at this man here, Azania, Freddie Fatu. This is big shoes. He's got to step in because Classic Collet, had some very amazing teams over the years. They made it to the finals in the Paris Olympics. Made it to the finals in the 2022. Let's listen to what he's got to say. Actually.
Well, he has bled all over the court, so the referees are standing in all the spots of blood so we can clean it up properly. We don't want any of that left on the court, so big cleanup crew right now.
Bilal Koulibaly currently leading France with 6 points. You saw already, he said leading Belgium with only 3 at the moment, but Belgium with only 13. Just trying to find ways to against this very talented Bilal Koulibaly that you can see there just getting to the rim.
Koulibaly's really done well. Great story of him having a growth spurt. What a lovely thing to have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like 6'1", and then all of a sudden he goes to 6'8". Here he is.
Now killing a screen, getting that ball screen. Hort. The ball on the floor, finding Raul Cabarro. This is good defense by Belgium. Got to remain principled. Koulibaly has a bit too much time and space. Towering for the offensive rebound. It's going to be a challenge tonight. And when Bako's on the floor, count it. Well, indeed, Jalen Ord will be going to the free throw line. What a shot.
Great job. Takes the contact. Nice little runner. In the paint. Goes to the line for one.
It's a long-legged fadeaway off balance.
Tough to score.
Converts a three-point play. Now 15-point lead to France. Over 3 minutes played here in the second quarter. Hans van Veen getting ready to sub back into the lineup for Belgium. Van Vliet will go to the bench. This is going to be a tough challenge for Van Ende. It's been picked up full court by Theo Maledon. Drawing the foul.
Picking up the foul, but France playing really full court defense. Nothing's coming easy for Belgium.
There's many new players in the lineup. 3 of them here in the backcourt along with Bako and Van Veen. Tough pass. France want to get out on the runs.
Yeah, Koulibaly comes from behind, slaps the ball out of bounds.
Well, Cordier is going to sub back in for France. Fatu giving a breather to Raul Cabarro. He's come in and played some very good minutes so far for Les Bleus. Van Veen goes in, bumps. And a blocking foul's given, so 2 free throws coming up for him. Theo Maledon, they've just been within the restricted area.
Shaken up, but this is good. Puts his head down. Oh no, he's outside of the area. Actually, by that replay.
A tough decision. Van Veen making the first one. Because he'll be going to Turkey next season to play with Yukata Merkezefendi. She signed with him in the last few games of the regular season, playing for Hapoel Gilboa Galil in the Israeli Winter League. Maledon now looking to drive. Finding Koulibaly. Another little bump, and again another and one. France finding it way too easy. with every penetration, breaking down Belgium's defense.
It's wonderful offense. Look, the drive down the middle, then this from Koulibaly, where he's just done multiple times today. It's so hard to defend this play. You know, they're driving, they're kicking, they have guys screening, cutting. Top tier basketball from France.
And for quite a few of these Belgian players making their debut at the EuroBasket, it's like the toughest test.
Oh yeah.
When you go up against a team who came runners-up in 2022.
Yeah, and you know, Belgium is ranked 40th in this tournament.
15-point lead. Menace kicks out. This is better from Belgium. Finding Bako. Van de Ende comes up, gotta shoot it. And again, another block by Francisco. Here comes Koulibaly. He had options. Trying to go himself with Belgium. Can he get something on the counter? Van Vin just a little too soft inside the paints.
Belgium really finding it difficult, Josh. It's the length as well in their face, even when they get to the rim. They've got a hand in the face.
Francisco just identifying Koulibaly. France's three-point shooting has been great. They're controlling all other aspects of this game. And here's a mismatch for Sylvain Francisco. Finding Jete goes in, and in the end, points in the paint for Les Bleus.
Well done, Jete. Just having his hands ready for his point guard to drop it off.
That's indeed now his first field goal of the evening, extending France's lead to 17. You don't want this to get out of hand. Bako bumps, draws a foul, so now he'll go to the free throw line. That's not bad for Belgium.
Jete with the foul. Let's have a look here. This is San Francisco. Look, just his eyes. Great point guard. Where the defense cuts him off, but his eyes are up, trying to find his teammates.
Zany, I just wonder, given the fact France are only 1 out of 11 from the three-point line,
Yeah.
do you think maybe at some point we are going to see some form of his own defense from Belgium?
Huh, that's a good idea. Should I go down and tell him?
You can if you want.
No, I think you've got to try something, right? And especially when you're down this much already in this first half, why not throw a full court press in? Why not trap? Why not throw a zone in? Try it out, you know. This is only game day 1. And you're going to try it against the best team in your group. So why not? A timeout's been called for France.
We're going to head down to the French bench to hear what head coach Freddy Fatou has to say. His team lead by 17 with 4:49 to go here in the second quarter.
Ouais, c'est cette merde là. On va voir bien là. Ok. Bilal, tu fais ça. Et Isaiah, tu viens ici. C'est bon, non? Là. Voilà pour Gersh. Tu vois si c'est faisable ou pas. Et après ton pic, vite, tu vas là. Si ce mec là, peut-être qu'il y a direct ici. Pardon, Gersh. Si lui, le gars d'Isaiah, il est de là, peut-être qu'Isaiah est là seul. C'est bon, sinon, tu redonnes à Silver, on remonte et on ouvre ça, et là t'as Gersh, t'as Isaiah, t'as Bilal. C'est bon? Ok, et on termine fort cette mi-temps les gars. Hey, on s'en fout, si on est dur, on continue à toucher, ok? Hey, let's go!
Well, terrific performance so far here from Bilal Koulibaly. He's currently playing for the Washington Wizards. There's another player like the infamous Victor Wembanyama, playing for Metropolitan, Boulogne-la-Voya. I mean, that is an infamous club for developing some of the most elite players in French basketball.
Yeah, it was incredible, and obviously he got multiple eyes because they were coming to see Victor Wembanyama. He was there, and he used that time to, you know, shine, and in a blink of an eye was also a lottery pick. So he's done wonderful things with just his early career of 21 years old.
Ismail Bako getting the first free throw to drop. His free throw shooting has been a huge improvement in his career. It's been a bit rocky from the time he played in Italy to last season Because last season he was a 78% free throw shooter, but he's unable to get the second one. .16-point lead currently. Chete coming up with a high screen.
Great catch.
That's a good post matchup. Chete trying to play physical. Twisting, turning. Z, I know you love it. Old school, back to the basket, textbook post play.
I love it indeed. Good footwork, soft finish. Good job from JT.
Jimenez, there's Yalupen. Ismael Bako elevating and connecting.
Perfectly executed, probably their easiest and most beautiful basket from Belgium. They need a little bit more of that. Good job.
Well, it was great work indeed by Jimenez. Cordinier goes in, tough finish.
Everyone getting part of the action right now. France have gone 11-man deep into their bench, and that's what's been their strength in numbers.
Jimenez again. This time Bako pops out free throw line. He has been known to make those mid-range pops. But here comes Francisco. Patiently waiting for his teammates to gather with him. Well, Yabusele's got a mismatch now. Double team coming over. Bako commits. Francisco again to his right. Bit of contact. It was not a bad offense by France, but yet again, only just played so far here in the second quarter. Just over 3 minutes. Belgium down by 18. Van Ven twisting, goes in. Goes in and finishes.
Lovely job to use that mismatch against Cordinier.
Because with under 3 minutes, Belgium's able to go on any form of a run. They're gonna have to, well, they go into the screen. Cordinier will fire a three. Gonna give away yet again another offensive board. But see, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe go into a zone, given the three-point shooting of France here in the first half.
And just pack in the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Maybe they didn't practice it, but I think it could have been a good idea. Here's the alley-oop play.
The big Bako with the big bang. Usually, well, 3 years ago, that was Sylvain Francisco throwing those lobs. But now Bako giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Well, both teams over the limit here. All the red lights are on, so free throws coming for Yabusele.
Well, free throws going to be something France are probably going to get a lot of tonight, considering the amount of times they've been able to get inside Belgium's paint. So coming into the game here for France, Nadir Ifi, who's been quite an exciting talent here on the international stage.
Well, he got called up because Strazel got injured, so he was the last to be cut from this France team, but got called back up. So here he is. Playing tough defense, gets beaten though.
Well, Lecomte goes in, count it, and now he'll go to the free throw line. So Nadir Ifi straight off the bench and already tough play by Emmanuel Lecomte, the more experienced player. I like this. That time. Lou Cabarro just slightly a little bit too late to rotate because Sachet was the secondary defender, but time France. One mistake we have seen them make here collectively.
Good job from Lecomte driving. It's interesting that they didn't change his jersey. They usually have a spare, we call it a blood uniform, a blood jersey. And the referees are going to talk about it, but you have to change.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So
they're going to the table now, so
let's see, maybe not, I don't know. In my day, you couldn't play with blood on your jersey, and you should have a random number in your kit bag. Like you see it on his chest there, thank you. That you need to either, they have this, I don't know what it is, but like a magic potion that they put on blood and it like disappears.
Well, he's actually being asked to leave the game,
yeah,
so you're correct.
You can't play with blood on your jersey. There should be a spare number. And if not, the manager better make one up at halftime.
Well, I'm looking at the Belgian bench now, and I'm seeing somebody nod their head, so I don't know if that indicates they don't have an extra one, but if they don't, that's a problem. If he goes in, that foul's going to be called against Ismail Bako. That's only his first personal foul of the game. Penetration by the young 23-year-old. Last season, he was the French LNB Pro A Cup Final MVP. Because he started his career in the north of France with ASM Le Portel, another club who's been known for developing some talented players that have gone on to have very, elite careers all over the globe.
He's with Paris though, right?
Now he's with Paris,
yeah. And they played fantastically this season too. They've come on leaps and bounds. Lefty. So they've gone 12 deep now, emptying out their bench for France. I call that a luxury.
Oh, 100.
When you can go 12 deep, in my day you probably went 7 to 8, maybe 9. We're listening to the timeout coming up.
There we have Banana DJ play some music and we need to make some noise here. It's on the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, clap your hands, use your voices.
Four down is first option. Second option, we go horse side and us here in the dive. And you read this, if you don't have, hesitate. Guard here, whoever it is, Louis or Sibek, clear it. And hey, Louis shift or Hans, or Sibek, and this is pick and pop. You can explore here, pass, Hans, or your pick and pop. Okay?
Well, magnificent atmosphere we have in the city of Katowice. We're at the Spodek Arena, Group D of the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. We already had a great game between Israel and Iceland. And remember, later on this evening, the host team, Poland, will indeed take on Slovenia. One Luka Doncic is in town, Azania.
Yeah, and he's trying to ruin a Polish party, I heard.
Well, he might be trying to get a little bit of revenge from the quarterfinals of the last EuroBasket, no doubt about it. But
yeah.
Just terrific atmosphere we have. 17-point lead with under 2 minutes. Well, Van Vin wide open at the moment. Trying to use that size advantage. Goes for the fadeaway. A nice move by Hans Van Vin.
Really nice move. He had that drive before. They cut off the drive from the baseline. Pulls up for the jumper.
Vaselli coming up that high screen. There's a pick and pop. Hasn't made a three tonight. Continues to struggle. France, like Belgium, no fouls to give. Lacoste finds Van Vin. Turning it over, and now here comes France. Yabusele finds Iffy. Belgium just able to recover after disappointingly turning it over. Van Vliet. There's a kick out. This is what Iffy does. Young fella buries a three-pointer.
Yeah, nice offense from this side where we are. Swing it to the other side. The defense is having to run and close out on that three-point shot.
Well, they want a foul call there against Yabusele. Well, it's going to be called, I think, on Risa Shea. So 2 free throws coming up here for Belgium. Or is it on Iffy, maybe? Let's have a look here. Well, the young man. You said it, lefty. Lefty clutch.
But let's say what their second 3 of the evening. They're 2 from 14. France from the three-point strike haven't shot well. You spoke about, do you know, potentially play a zone if you're Belgium and bung up the paint.
Boy, Schwartz converts both of them.
For France, 24 points in the paint. Gosh, only 7 for, excuse me, only 12 for Belgium.
Definitely the size advantage. Courtinier from the mid-range. I think Belgium quite happy to go under every ball screen here at the moment. Schwartz finds Van Ven. Lecomte is going to be the key factor in the backcourt. He'll pull up tough three. Well, Van Vliet unable to come up with it now. That should be Belgian ball. So Belgium, with 3.7 seconds difference between game and shot clock, can try to go down as close as possible to the wire on this. Any 50-50s, any offensive rebounds.
Need him.
Yeah, they're going to be gold here for Belgium.
Gonna have a double stagger away here.
Well, Lecomte goes quickly, kicks out. Schwartz is wide open, they don't get it to him. Van Vliet comes up with it. Belgium can't have the final play. Schwartz makes the extra pass. Penetration. Kemp battling. Oh, foul is going to be called against France, so good for Belgium.
Ledien shoots this with his right hand on the left-hand side. So gets caught up and misses it. There is a foul, so free throws coming.
Well, the young 22-year-old has made his debut in the 2019-20 season, but it will be Hans Van Ven going to the free throw line. Of course, if you go back to the last EuroBasket, he was very much a great utility player alongside the likes of Jonathan Tabou, Retan Obasan, who were the elite players of this backcourt. But now it's tough. You've got to not only become a leader of this team, you've got to be one of the primary scorers, one of the go-to players. Offensive board, but they don't get it off in time. And at the end of the first half, France lead by 16 points against Belgium. Zany, you said it. It's the points in the paint is where France have had the big advantage.
Yeah, huge. Points in the paint, 24 points. And like you said, maybe they need to change something up and pack in the paint. But for me, it's the movement for France. They're not being selfish, maybe overpassing at times. But, you know, shooting only 40%. There's the halftime score. As France are up 43-27.
France have had good shot selection. I mean, they are 2 out of 14 from the perimeter.
But I don't think that's a good indication of wide open shots, you know?
Yeah, possibly so, but I think, you know, key back to them, they've only turned the ball over 3 times.
Yeah.
And they are leading the rebounds slightly, but, you know, Belgium, where are the points going to come from? Because they're up against a very elite defensive team.
Well, there's the top scorers. Koulibaly with those 8, but you're right. I think what's difficult for Belgium, I feel like they, I don't know about afraid, but they get to the hoop, but then they've got long arms of France. They've got 7-footers, 6'10". You know, it's difficult. So there's been possessions for Belgium where they haven't even, 1, looked at the basket, 2, had a good shot. So it's been tough for them to break down the layers of the French defense.
Well, there's your key players. Hans Van Ven with 9 points. Bilal Koulibaly, as you mentioned, with 8. Yeah, what I find quite amazing about this French national team, some of these players who are playing at such an elite level, the youth, is still very young, but it just goes to show the talent pool in France, it's very, very deep. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights here from the first half. Sylvain Francisco coming off the bench. And that was the first 3-pointer of the game, coming from Luau Cabarro. Come off the bench and played some good minutes so far here for Freddy Fatou. It's also the speed at which France plays.
Yeah.
You know, if you make mistakes, they'll make you pay. You get things right, they get it about quickly, but that was a huge flush coming from the #1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft, Monsieur Risache.
Yeah, everyone's getting minutes for France, and I kind of like that too, the luxury of that you go 12 deep, you're up big, 43-27, let everyone feel and get confidence in this first game, but they're all playing the same style, they're on the same page, you can see they're not really forcing everything, every player on France's team is moving, it's difficult for Belgium to defend. But for me, for Belgium, I think they changed something up on the defensive end. Like you said, maybe press, maybe show a double, have hands going. But they've got to do something here as they've been tested in the first half.
Well, this Bako, I felt, gave them a solid inside presence in the first quarter, and then they took him out quite early. But you can see Yabusele kicking out and finding if he was wide open. Because that was only the second three-pointer for France. And those fans, well, they've traveled quite a way. Well, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in under 12 minutes.
This isn't a moment. It's a time unlike any before.
It's not a request, not a maybe, not a someday.
This is now. Feel our presence, built on strength
And drive, not rising. We are arriving, not hoping, but owning.
This isn't a moment, it's movement. Constant, relentless.
Every cut, every pass, every shot.
Earned.
Taken.
Undeniable. The future, it's already here.
forged in sweat,
Ruled by queens.
When we move, the whole game shifts.
And we're unstoppable in all directions. We own the game.
Hard show coverage.
Osman, another one for Jetty. This Turkish team looks dangerous.
Yeah, you said it. I think Aiken had the best shot on that last offensive.
Oh, watch out. Bertis doesn't need to be physically strong if you throw it above the ring and say, go get that. 5 seconds to go. Adamu's got to get it off. Puts up the halfway line shot. Gets it to go! Great Britain get the momentum swing at the end of the first with the halfway line shot as Adamu knocked down the three.
Oh, nice block from Milutinov. Good pass. Bertans, wow. Thought for a minute there, maybe they made one too many passes.
Okassun has it, gives it up. Was knocks into the inside. Nice extra pass. And the Sun with a throwdown. And the youngster had to take a little piece. Looks for a little space. Nothing doing for him on the perimeter. Marking it down the lane. Watch out! Take cover on the weak side as Markkinen just throws it down.
The expectations are always high.
Oh, nice over the shoulder pass. And Bona throws it down with 2 hands. And the 12 giant men taking over Riga.
Spain pick and roll action with the back screen in the middle.
And alley-oop pass and Keita.
Great job from Coach Gomes there. The back screen loosened up the big Keita right to the rim. Beautiful lob, highlight finish there.
Hazer just hit a 3. Now he's got to go in for the dunk. And he's going to have a nice long look at Porzingis.
Where did that come from?
That is unbelievable. These
guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Well, hello and welcome back to the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket here in Katowice, Poland, where currently France have a 16-point lead against Belgium. So far, France, the runners-up in the last EuroBasket, being led by Bilal Coulibaly. Josh met alongside a Xenia student. You know, Xenia, this is a great showcase for him, because right now he's showing what an elite talent he is here at the EuroBasket.
Indeed, he is, and you know, leading the scorers, and for me, just doing a bit of everything. 8 points, 4 rebounds, but just slash into the rim. Real beautiful moves that he floats in the air and just time stops as he gets to the rim. And really, Belgium haven't really found an answer for him. They haven't found an answer from anyone, really. Everyone who has played and touched the floor has scored. That is incredible. 12 players have come in. And there's Coulibaly's shot charts. Lots of green here around the rim. Hasn't connected at the three-point line. They haven't shot well from the three-point strike, the French. They're 14%, 2 from 14. But what they have done well is shoot 65% from the two-point strike and go to Coulibaly, who's the hot hand with 8 points.
Well, you mentioned about most of the points coming in the paint. 8 of them coming from Coulibaly, and Hans van Veen so far leading all scorers with 9 points. And you know, so far he's led them, but he kind of felt he needs a little bit of help. Yeah. Somebody's got to step into the mix and give him. Now, we saw it coming from Gise. Now, I don't know if we're going to see him coming back, because remember, he went down with blood on the jersey.
Yeah, they just need a new jersey, that's all.
But again, I'm not sure if they have one, because when he went to the bench, you could sort of see everyone on the bench looking around, you know, where is that jersey? But what can I say for the Lions? If they are going to find a way back in, either he's got to score between 20 and 30, or someone's going to have to give him some assistance.
Yeah, it's been really difficult for them. And here, look, these are tough shots that he's having to make. That lean away jump shot. That ain't easy to make. And for me, you're right. Who else is going to step up? There's his shot chart of 3 from 6.
Because I think that's good about him is he's got a combo play. Go out to the perimeter, but also he has that size advantage. Whenever they do switch on a ball screen, he can take them in the low post. But
we're talking about side Ismail Bako. I think that could be somebody that can step up and, you know, use his length. He has 5 points as the tied 5 points with Emmanuel Lecomte. They both have 5 points. So they're going to need more here, as they need to dig in from this dominant first half from the French.
Well, France have been very well. They've only turned the ball over 3 times, but
that's a nice stat.
Yeah.
First of all, that's the problem. You've got to give them their flowers. 3 turnovers in a half. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, on top of that, you think about it, you know, they do have 9 offensive boards, and that is an area where Belgium have battled at times to prevent second chance points, but you feel like with the team of France, the offensive rebounding isn't only going to come from inside the paint, it's going to come from the backcourt as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. They only have 6 offensive rebounds, something where they could maybe get better offenses, crashing the boards, getting second opportunities could definitely help.
Well, we're just over 3 minutes from returning to the second half. The second game of game day 1 here in Katowice, Poland. Group D matchup on the FIBA EuroBasket. We had some outstanding games that took place yesterday. You can't watch all the games live on Courtside 1891. That game between Finland and Sweden going right down to the wire. Incredible.
Yeah, I had my Courtside website up at dinner. My laptop was the TV screen for everyone.
I remember, yeah.
The Finland and Sweden. What a great game. I love EuroBasket. Opened up yesterday. And we've got one more game after this. Israel got the dub. It was a big upset. Spain dropped to Georgia earlier on today.
Yeah, huge game.
Yeah, so some great games going on.
Well, we just saw Dario Giorgi there sitting on the bench. And this is, you know, he's been able to retain some of the players that he had in the 2022 FIBA EuroBasket. You know, they went 500, 3-3 within the qualifiers. They were in a relatively tough group. I mean, they had the likes of Latvia, not to mention Spain as well. They played some very close games against that team, but without their star player, Reton Obasahead, but players like Menace coming to life, Van der Ende as well, this is a new experience for them, but you've got to learn quickly because with players like that man, Alexander Sarr, who didn't even start tonight for France, they're up against a team with a lot of elite players, and the depth is very big for France.
Well, I think that's it, right? And I remember this, I haven't really played a team like that other than when I was playing USA, that when a Candace Parker goes off and then Sylvia Fowles comes on, and I feel like France is like that. One guy comes off, so Sarr comes on, Richouchet comes, like there's just multiple waves of not only talent but length. And I think Belgium are struggling with that when they finally think, oh yes, one guy's subbed off, I can finally get an easy bucket. It's not the case. They're coming in leaps and waves, and so I think for Belgium is trying something different. You spoke about it on the defensive end, but also maybe stretching the floor, having multiple movements on offense, maybe a Spanish pick and roll where you go and pick and then a back pick, something different to get the French off their feet.
Si on veut pousser, on pousse, on est agressif. Sinon, on joue Théo ici, Mam, Elite aura le ballon, Bilal et Gersh. Ok, vous ferez un move au milieu. Bilal, tu feras un pic pour Gersh là, pendant que Mam fait l'écran à Théo. End off ou pas, si c'est très clair. Bon. Sinon, tu fais un ghost, ok, et tu reviens faire l'écran, et ça c'est important, Mam. Tu reviens, c'est important de remonter, faire l'écran pour ouvrir tout ça. C'est bon, et là tu es agressif sur ta main gauche. Et Mam, tu fais ça. On aura Théo ici, Bilal et Gersh là-bas. C'est bon? Allez, go!
Well, fans, you see that QR code, scan it and download the official FIBA EuroBasket app. Download the app where you can get all the important news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Download it on your smartphone, your tablet, or Android. The official FIBA EuroBasket app. Well, I just love the fact that both teams have really elite coaches. Freddy Fatou has worked with some of the great clubs of, the French Pro LNB. I've already praised Dario Georgia, but his first ever job as a coach was with Zagreb, then went on to be the assistant with Sabona, which if anyone knows anything about that team, it was the infamous late great Drazen Petrovic that used to play for Sabona. Belgium getting first play. Schwartz is trying to find a bit of an opening. Van Veen will fire a three, and that is what I'm talking about, the versatility of Hans Van Veen.
Yeah, stretches the floor, it's the hot hand in the first half, comes out here, first offense, knocks it down.
This time Belgium switching the ball screen. They can afford to do that, but now Van Veen coming over the switch. It's a step back three, still can't go. And a foul is going to be called against Théo Maledon. Zeni, I kind of feel France could frustrate themselves if they continue to not deliver from the three-point line.
Well, sometimes you have those days at the office, Josh, where you're not knocking it down, so you've got to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing and think you're going to get a different answer. That's the definition of insane. So you would have to get to the rim, get to your mid-range jumper.
Kobo chases Schwartz. Schwartz goes in for a tough one. Yabusele just keeping Schwartz off the offensive board. Trudeau again, another French turnover. Now can Belgium get something quick here in transition? Van Veen goes down the middle. Well, he tried to do to Yabusele what he did to LeBron James. And now France will repay the favor as Koulibaly throws it down.
And just like that one, it's supposed to be a big highlight play for Belgium. France comes right back and has their own. Here's the missed dunk. And the ball gets squeezed out, and look, they're down the other end, 2 against 1.
Only Jean-Marc Wemmer inside their own pace. Schwartz finds Backo. Bumps, draws a foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. It's going to be a second foul against
JT.
Yep.
You know what JT's problem is? He's too big and strong for his own good. You know, but here's the drive. Also, Koulibaly we spoke about. Start of the game, the middle of the game. We'll just keep adding to his own highlight reel. Beautiful transition.
Of course, it goes back to what I said in the first half. If you're going to make those mistakes against France, you've got to make every effort to get back inside your own paint. Backo makes the first free throw. Can try to cut it back down to 13 if he connects with this one. Just keeping him in the game for as long as possible. Obviously, they're going to have to try to get him some respite in the second half. Maladon in around the defense. That's way too easy. Nobody coming out to help but Manuel Lecomte. Belgium don't want this to be a case of bucket for bucket. Schwartz going for a quick three. That's a good look for him. Second one tonight for Loic Schwartz.
Yeah, quick release. Barely had it in his hands.
He was one of the key three-point shooters for Sakoton last season. Okobo keeps us inbound. Yabusele hasn't made a three tonight. Good closeout by Backo. Lecomte finding Backo. In the end, turning it over. Now, here's where Belgium's got to get back. 4 players still in their own half. Koulibaly doesn't connect with it, but a foul has been given. Z, deja vu transition defense by Belgium.
Yeah, in my day when I used to play, we would run. One of the assistant coaches would have their clipboard, and you can't sulk, you can't give up. You have to get back. And that's where I think we spoke about, Josh, that the mistakes, France makes you pay. And I think we've seen multiple possessions like that before, the 2-on-1, the 3-on-1. That's not fair. Belgium are way better than that. Busley hits his free throw. And, you know, they came out strong in this third quarter. They're winning it 8-5. But it's the defense letting them down.
Well, getting the shooter's roll on both free throws. Still 14 points the difference. Over 2.5 played in the third quarter. Belgium have got to try with anything they have to get this within single digits. Backo finds Wema. Contested three in the corner. Backo competing, but unable to block. Comes up with it. And get him rejected. Koulibaly, one more time. Not in my house.
Incredible defense from Koulibaly.
A foul is going to be drawn, but wow, Bilal Koulibaly protecting the paint. Like the Eiffel Tower of Paris. Pas chez moi. Not in my house, he said.
But not only one block shot, 2 block shots like a pogo stick. Doesn't make it easy for Backo. And his team loves it.
That's got to get it inbound, and that's going to be a 5-second violation. Teo Maladon didn't have any options, a bit too much congestion. Well, something for him to think about. Of course, the rising stars in the building. Unfortunately not to be in this matchup, but
You know, France are grassroots coming up. We've got no Victor Wembanyama here, no Gobert, and you've got these kids that are just balling.
Van Veen goes for the pump fake. Neither Yabusele nor Jeté went for it. Well, here we go. Look out. Whoa. Yabusele trying to connect. Belgium almost turned it back over, but they will get this on the baseline.
And a nice smile. He knows he should have put that one. He asks for it upstairs. Just timed it a little bit off.
Definitely we're going to see that at Madison Square Garden, no doubt about it. Wema finds Van Veen. Well, that's got to be, wow. Dario Georgia asking the question. Quite a hard foul by Yabusele. Yabusele had hands all over him.
Big time, wrapped him up down low. Here it is, watch that right arm, comes around the back. Can't see the other one.
Wow. It's quite a hard foul if you ask me, but Van Veen back at the charity stripe for Belgium.
He does a great job though. Down low, not giving up any space, going strong. 13 points for him. The free throw line again for his 6th free throw of the evening, rims in and out.
He was unable to make the second one, but he is Belgium's leading scorer in the game. He's the leading scorer at 13. And now he gives a foul to Yabusele. Yabusele may have had some kind words for head coach Dario Georgia.
Here comes Francisco. I thought he played tremendous in that first half. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists, but there was a lot of things he did that wasn't on the stat sheet. He had a block as well, didn't he, from that 3-point shot. Got his hands in there. Great minutes from him as he's back on.
That is going to be the test for Lecomte because he's going to have to play more extensive minutes than Sylvain Francisco. Baku coming for the show. Jete somehow finding a way and getting that one to finish.
Really lovely job, but Francisco for me is the pass that Jete just catches and has to turn and score, makes it easy for his post player.
Well, Yabusele comes up with it, 2-on-1. The foul is going to be committed. That is going to be Belgium's. Oh, wait.
It's upgraded.
That is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul.
Let's have a look here. So he steals the ball. And maybe because he doesn't make a play, I need to see a better angle.
Well, here you can see more definitively. Now watch Lecomte.
No play at the ball. Even though that's quite a difficult call because the ball, Yabusele doesn't really have full possession of the ball. But Belgium have challenged it.
Yeah, so they are going to go to monitor. So head coach's challenge. So listen to our officials as they try to make a more decisive decision.
The contact meets the criteria of the unsportsmanlike foul. Initial decision on the floor is unsportsmanlike foul. So let's see the normal, this camera, normal speed please. Okay, can you go back? Okay, defender turns his body and create a contact from side.
Yeah, contact is from the side. There's no other opponents between the basket and the player with the ball.
I see the same thing. So after review, initial decision remained valid. Unsportsmanlike foul on white number 4, 2 free throw to blue number 7. Game will be resumed from throwing from sideline.
There you go.
Well, no downgrade. This decision has been made by our referees, Mikel Maniste and Takaki Kato. So it remains.
I like it because he said that there was nobody in front of him. So I thought it was, you know, not a play at the ball, but in fact, they reviewed it, and I think that's what's great. You used your challenge. They went back. They took their time, step by step, spoke us through it.
Well, Yabusele has 6 points so far this evening. 6:09 to go here in the third quarter. Can try and extend France's lead to 17. It's Takaki Kato, our referee, just explaining to Dario Georgia. Good for Rashawn Yabusele, excuse me. Sideline ball coming up to France. This will be France. This is where you want to extend your lead. Still plenty of time left here in the third quarter. And Belgium, unfortunately, is saying no more fouls to give.
none at all.
Akobo. Now they get the switch. Baku's away from the bucket. Akobo goes in. Tough finish.
What I want to know, sorry, also is Mamadou. Is he got a jersey? Because he's behind the Belgium bench warming up, but I don't see him with a top on. That's a concern if you don't have a blood jersey. You have to.
Baku finds Lecomte through in the corner. It's not a bad offense though from Belgium. But unfortunately, still scoreless. France looking to extend their lead. As many as 18 in the first half. Yabusele twisting, going in, getting the hard foul.
Wow. Baku clotheslines him and will go back to the free throw line. Maybe some frustrations starting to creep up. Ishmael Baku. Subs coming in. Sarr comes in. Good minutes from Koulibaly and JT. Koulibaly with 10 points and 6 rebounds.
Gershon Yabusele, and you mentioned this in the pregame. That infamous dunk he had against LeBron James, which really put him on almost a celebrity status, but he's had quite a magnificent, fascinating career. We're talking about a man who started with Chokhayao Rohan in the French Pro LNB, but also spent some time in the Chinese CBA before going to the NBA, because remember, he was drafted by the Boston Celtics in the first round in 2016 at the 16th pick, so he has been around the globe.
Yeah.
Sachet back in the lineup. Lecomte coming off the horns action. They want to find Baku, but Baku's pulling for the lob. Going up here, double teamed. Got to shoot it. Goes in. That's going to be a 24-second violation.
Foul.
Oh, no foul. Oh, wow. My initial thought was, I don't know if he got the shot up in time.
With the foul.
It was the primary defense he played against Baku in the post was good. It was the kick out, then the penetration right here. But
let's have a look.
Oh, good ball, I think. Yeah, the light doesn't come on there. Well, Baku again here at the charity stripe for the Belgian Lions. Tough game indeed here for Belgium, but you know, with everything they have, they are battling. That's one thing that's undeniable.
That's all you can ask for, I think, at this point. You can't just shut up shop and, you know, warm up the bus and go home already. You've got to fight. This is a long group phase, multiple games coming up. You've got a day off. You can recover. You can watch film. You want to be proud of yourself. Also, there's, you know, fans, family. You're not just playing for yourself.
Well, Baku provisional substitution. Kevin Tumba back in the lineup. Baku 5 out of 6 so far from the free throw line. Kobo, tough pass to Yabusele. Final seconds. Now wants to go for a mismatch. Oh, almost got it, but again, Francisco coming from the weak side, getting the offensive board.
Does such a good job, doesn't he?
Now Sachet in the corner, fires a three and buries that one. I had to take that because Schwartz had a hand up to it.
Shot it beautifully, in rhythm.
This is good from Emmanuel Lecomte because now indeed he'll go to the free throw line. France have put Belgium in the penalty with 4:14 to go. Look at this.
Here it is. Look, just kind of creeps out there on the three-point line. Slashes it in, nothing but net. Remember, he's just sitting on the bench. An instant offense from him, and also Sarr has come into the game. And that's what I'm talking about. There's no drop-off for France right now. Lecomte hits his free throw.
Well, they've now attempted 20 free throws this evening. They have missed only 6. Given the fact they are trailing by as many as they are, as you said, I mean, they are giving everything, but that's quite a positive note for a team that, respectfully, are up against a very tough opponent.
Yeah, they have been aggressive and got France in, you know, team fouls already. So this next 4 minutes is going to be a lot of free throws, Josh. It's both teams over.
With a pick and pop there, but Akobo just gets in. And Kevin Tumba nowhere to be seen on the help side. Montbliet now pulling up for the mid-range.
That's good.
More of that from Emmanuel Well. Alexandra saw Kevin Tumba. The officials doing a very good job of getting between those two to prevent anything from escalating. Now here's the bull screen. Wait, that's the first high one now. Watch Kevin Tumba. Oh, wow.
Oh, it's an elbow to the neck, isn't it?
Yep, so the officials, they may have to review this.
Look, Tumba comes through, and as he comes through, that one's painful. I've had that happen to me, and I actually lost my voice with the hit to the windpipe.
You can understand his frustration for sure.
Well, he looks okay. It's good, but the referees have come together, just having a quick chat.
All three referees right now center court. The question is, I wonder, unsportsmanlike foul. Well, and it's tough for them to see it because it's right below the basket. Now Belgium are going to get 2 free throws here for Kevin Tumba. But you know what? Credit to this young man. He's keeping his cool right now because clearly that was instigated by Kevin Tumba.
Yeah, and he was upset because of the elbow to the neck, then he retaliates back.
Well, they lead by 19. Part of that is probably down to the fact, well, keep in mind there hasn't been too much of a reaction here from Alexandre Sarr, but
he's handled that as best as he can.
magnificently.
You know?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Yeah.
He's upset, but sticks up for himself, but at the same time, could have let his tempers.
Now wait, I wonder
if they review.
Yes.
I think this is a better thing. I'm glad.
Or a head coach's challenge. I wonder if that's going to be called here by Freddie Fatou. So this is probably the right thing to do.
I was wondering this because if I was a referee, why did that action happen from Sarr? Why did he just push? He didn't just make, just happen to push him. So the review has been shown, the square in the air.
Well, let's go down to the monitor and hear what Zafa Yilmaz and Takaki Kato are going to make of this.
This is head coach challenge by blue team. We are going to review if the contact meets the criteria of the act of violence before the unsportsmanlike foul call. So can I see the normal? Can you see the play with the normal speed, please? Normal speed. Yeah.
See the first one?
So going back.
Where's the elbow?
So please stop talking to me. Yeah, please. Going back. Stop. Yeah, can I have this camera? Going back. No, right before. Can I see it with the normal speed?
Now watch it. Boom!
Okay. So. Can you go back? So what do you see? Unsportsmanlike foul, okay. Okay, so now we have unsportsmanlike foul to both 16 and number 44, both of them. So the penalty should be cancelled each other. So after the successful field goal, the score valid and the game will be resumed from the blue team baseline. Okay. So white number 16, unsportsmanlike foul. Blue number 44, unsportsmanlike foul. Good. 16. Unsportsmanlike foul, 16. So the both penalties should be cancelled each other. The score is valid, and the game will be resumed from blue team slow-in behind the baseline.
Well, successful head coach's challenge from Freddie Fatu. Both call for an unsportsmanlike foul, so they cancel each other out.
I think that's the right call.
Absolutely.
I think that's the right call. Good job. Yet again, referees. And, you know, Tumba shakes his head, but he initiates that first hit, but then the reaction of Saar. So both get a foul, it cancels out, and we resume play.
Now, I don't know if we just saw this, but the Belgium, either the bench or Dario Judge has just been given a warning as well. Saar. Another foul is going to be called here against Loy Schwartz. So, well, there you have it. There was the warning. Technical. Belgium at the moment cannot afford for their emotions to get the best of them, because now will be 3 free throws coming up here for France.
Well, Schwartz gets the technical foul. It's a swipe down. He's upset. He walks away. And then you can see the hand there going, yeah, whatever you want to make of it. And the referees are just going to start to control this game. As Okobo will go to the free throw line to shoot.
Well, he's got 6 points tonight. He's made both his free throws earlier. Just gets the shooter's roll on that one. Now the free throw is taken by Risachet. So France can extend this to a 22-point lead with 3:33 to go here in the third.
Hey, I need one of those T-shirts.
Me too.
Yeah. I need to hit the stands after the game. Oh, I love that noise. Love that there's a mic up there. It's my favorite noise in basketball. Nothing but net.
Well, he was 71% in the 75 games he played in the NBA this season at the free throw line for the Atlanta Hawks. Makes them both. 7 points tonight for Risachet. Almost coming up with a steal. Menace finds Lecompte, penetrates, goes to the high arc, and that is tough because he did everything right. This is where Belgium collectively has got to dig deep together. Here's a pump fake, goes in. And this time Kevin Tilbert just rotating in time. But can Belgium get something?
Yeah, good defense from Van Vliet.
Schwartz has made 2 threes tonight. That was a little too short, but it's France with their big margin. Most likely to get out in transition. Well, Kobo, enough time and space. 3, buries it. France, much better from the three-point line here in the second half.
Indeed, really lovely job. High arcing, splashes it in.
25-point cushion for Les Bleus. The foul is going to be called against Sylvain Francisco, so Loy Schwartz will now go to the free throw line.
Okay, well, Amadou is at the scorer's table. He had the bloody nose and had blood on his jersey, tried to sub in, and the referees told him to come back out. You can't play with any blood on your jersey. So glad to see. Looks like a spanking brand new one. Oh, they've cleaned it up. There it is. No, they've cleaned it up. See a tiny bit at the top.
But they miss his energy that he brought in the first half, because he's the kind of player on this team that can play that end-to-end tempo, that can put a lot of pressure against France's transition defense. So Schwartz is going to leave the game. The problem now for Belgium is 24 points down, 2:20 to go here in the third. Francisco going for a quick 3. Again, they are lighting it up here in the second half.
I like Francisco. Honestly, I don't think he does much wrong. Always is in a lovely position on defense, on offense. Shoots the ball high.
Van Ende just hesitating. Van Vliet comes up. Now, Bull didn't touch the rim. 5 seconds left. Menace into traffic. Final second. It's a shot up in time. Well, much needed three-pointer. Belgium, something out of nothing if you like. But still they'll take it.
And then shoots that one up in the air.
Now a bit of pick and pop here with Saar. They're just gathering the rebounds. He still has it. Draws a foul. And now he'll go to the free throw line. That's what I'm talking about. You can come up with an outlet, a rebound, and still, and he will play a different pace.
Yeah, they've definitely missed him for sure. He's only played 8 minutes in the game. There's that high arcing, had to shoot it. 3 points and 2 rebounds in 8 minutes before that hit to his nose.
Well, next season,
Tell me.
It'll be interesting to see where he's going, because last year he actually played for the club in which Dario Georgia is going to coach. So I imagine they'll probably try to keep him at the Beau Blanc in France at CSP Limoges.
Would make sense, wouldn't it?
It's a great place to go to, I tell you. Great atmosphere, 10,000 seat arena. Francisco trying to find Cordier. This is where France have a huge advantage in the backcourt. Hesitates. And that time Alexander Saar just wasn't quite ready for the pass. That's going to be a turnover to France. So they've only had 2 turnovers so far here in the second half. Well, 3 actually, considering they only had 2 at the end of the first half. So look at that stat right there. That's impressive. Can Belgium build? Now we're under a minute. So they're trying to post up here against Risa Shea. And Ende, finding Van Vliet. Back to Gise, goes in reverse, and what a move by Mamadou Gise.
Wonderful reverse layup, and we said that's what they've been missing. He's back into the game.
Cuts it down to 21. Could that be a 2-for-1 for Belgium? We're going to have to stop this man. Yep. So 3.1 seconds difference between game and shot clock.
You know what Saar's doing right now? He's trying to score before he's caught the ball. That's what's happening. Here's the back door. The reverse floats in the air, high off the glass. Pretty finish.
Van Ende patiently waiting for the ball screen. Now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. Yapa Menace. Final seconds. Tries to penetrate. Goes in, avoids the block. Now a bit of time in for France. Codinier's got to throw it up. Did he get it off in time? I think he did, but it doesn't go in. There you have it. Heading into the final 10 minutes. First game for these 2 teams here in Group D of the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. France lead by 21. Well, it's going to have to be one miracle for Belgium if they're going to find a way back in, Azania.
Well, a much better quarter from Belgium, though. Managed to get themselves going on the offensive end. 22 points, that's their highest quarter this game. France there, obviously the 3-point line, not great for them, but doing a good job being aggressive and getting to the free throw line. 19 from 22, that's always a good stat.
Well, we'll take a look at the highlights here from the third quarter.
Well, here they are, the best plays, and what a lovely number is, other than that dunk from Koulibaly, is 34 points in the paint for the Frenchmen. They've really attacked where they've struggled from the 3-point line. They're not worrying about it. They're going into the paint. Here's a nice arcing 3-point shot for Belgium, who are 4 from 13 from 3-point strike. Nice little put back also from back up. There's Strazel.
And that was a big stat that you highlighted. 34 points in the paint versus 14 only for Belgium. Of course, France also with 12 second chance points. And, you know, Belgium, it's the question I asked you at the end of the first half. Where are the points going to come from? But, you know, you made a better point. France's defense, it has been imperious tonight.
It's been difficult because it's just their long arms, but also they're rotating together. They're also going 12-man deep, so the legs are fresh. Everyone's coming in, playing very, very hard. Nobody's having to play over. Has anyone played 20 minutes? No, nobody's played 20 minutes. 18 minutes is the top.
Scan that QR code and download Courtside 1891. As now we begin the fourth and final quarter. France lead by 21. Be back in the lineup here for France. So Shea just trying to go for penetration. Oh, that's going to be an offensive foul against Alexandre Sarr. Just may have inadvertently given an elbow there while trying to attempt the Euro step.
Yeah, Menez took a hit to his face, so the right call.
Does Belgium need to take it possession by possession here in the fourth?
I think that's a good idea. One offense, one defense, and just keep working till the very end.
It's going to be a second foul here against France. This one's going to be against Cordidier. It's only going to be a second personal tonight. Sylvain Francisco actually has 4 personal fouls, so I don't know if we're going to see him come back anytime soon. Menez still has it. Now Guisset, step back, high arc of 3. Again, France coming up with the boards. A quick foul committed by Guisset, so not too much of a concern for him. That's only his first foul, but Zania, Belgium, they take a little too long to get into a half-court set.
Yeah. I would agree with you there. But then also it's the French defense there. You can see coach on the sideline saying, hey, get your hands up. The French have been great.
Oh, good hands by Tumba. Now, that's going to be a backcourt violation. Well, he made the decision to come out and aggressively show on the screen, and in the end, he pays his teammates a big favor.
Hey, big fella. 6'9", showing those quick hands. And that is the right call. Had the ball on one side, then the other.
Belgium just need to get something here to build on. The kick out to Menez, backdoor goes in. Oh, baby! I saw him do that in the Basketball Champions League when he was playing for Dario Georgia at Belgium Ostend. Are you kidding me?
Right before the shot clock buzzes, look at this. Goes backdoor and takes off. You can see, look, he gets it off in time before the light goes on.
Well, it was Dario Georgia who signed him at Belgium Ostend, brought him into the national team, and that is a big-time backdoor dunk. Let's go down to France's bench. Well, of course, here in the fourth quarter, you got to think the big lead that they have at 19 right now. Yeah. That is a good start for Belgium, but now you've got to do it defensively. Now you've got to pull through together. Now Lloyd Schwartz has gone to the bench. He does have 4 fouls indeed.
No, there is, and you know what I do like about the French coach, because as soon as one little energy play, he says, nope, I've seen enough, timeout, and he doesn't mess about. We saw that, I think it was the third quarter. Belgium scored 1 bucket, it was 15 seconds in. Here, 11 seconds is gone, and he's, a minute and a bit, sorry, and he's like, nope, I've seen enough. I don't want them to get momentum, I don't want them to get feeling good or get back into the game. He uses those timeouts well.
Probably right there, because it's a good time to build it. Because anytime a team who's down gets the first big play like that, it just rejuvenates their confidence, brings them back to life. And, well, we'll see how that plays out. Belgium now look like they're going to put on a bit of full court pressure.
They do. They go on a 1-2, 1-1. So maybe a little trap here. Let's see what they do.
Let's have a little trouble breaking it down. Iffy. Finding Cordidier. Trying to go for Sarr on the roll. He penetrates, pulls up for 10. Again.
Okay.
Very smooth, very quick.
Iffy Iffy. Really good job, but just that slight hesitation at the three-point line gets the defense running out at him and goes into his mid-range.
Well, Van Vliet felt Kevin Tumbo was going to roll. Another Belgium turnover. Risache. Little Euro step, kicks out to Iffy. Finds a bit of space. This guy, right now, feeling the confidence. And Dario Judge is going to call timeout because France go on a 5-0 run with Nadir Iffy.
Iffy here. There's that little hesitation. Then the three-point shot. Lovely job. Remember, he had to be called up into this team. And that's what I love. That's really selfless basketball, where you don't make the team, then you come back, and now you're showing everything and more. Lovely job.
Well, he was just a young kid, 18 years old, when he signed with ASM Le Portel. And after 3 seasons, got the big call-up to the capital. And, you know, he has made, you know, tremendous progression in his career in such a short time.
Yeah, he's only 23, 6'2", great body, you know, stays low to the ground. I like that hesitation in his game, where it just gives him patience and poise. But I really enjoyed him at Paris. I thought he brought that energy, you know, really got the crowd into it. So good 5-0 run for himself, but also to bring France, you know, that lead back. Here's the energy tracker, Belgium.
Well, Van Vin has played the most so far, 21 minutes, but you know, down by 24. This is going to be a grueling test for Belgium, but if, you know, regardless whether they are to lose this game or not, you've got to keep battling, because points difference, as we said in the last game, they very much matter and count here at the EuroBasket, especially in the group stage of play.
Absolutely, and then they'll play Iceland, not tomorrow, the next day. They have a day off.
France is putting on a bit of full court pressure themselves. I like what Dario Judge is doing. Van de Ende playing extensive minutes, along with Menace. These debutants here at the the EuroBasket. Van de Ende, high arc in the follow-up, but that is going to be a 24-second violation.
Oof, that was tough. I thought that was, let's have a look at this. And this is the energy that they were missing. Yeah. Shot clock violation, referees all over it.
It's always when the light comes on, that's when you've got to, which it was close, of doubt.
Yep. Hence why I don't have a grey shirt or whistle. I'll leave it to them.
France again working ball screens of Iffy. This is good ball movement. Risache made one from there. Now buries another one.
That's lovely basketball, really beautiful. Iffy with the foul. But wow, Josh. The way the ball just barely sticks in their hands. It's pass, ready to shoot. Great job.
And two things about his perimeter shot. It's how quickly he gets it off, but it's at high release as well.
Yeah, it is. Tough to guard.
Belgium have to build some identity here. What do you say? Finding Van Vliet. Getting the three off, and wants a set shot of a three-point shot, but guess what? It goes in.
And beat with the quick trigger himself.
Tumba coming out aggressively for the show. Sa. That's a pump fake. If he's been on fire. That time not converting. And here's where Belgium have numbers. You say, nice transition, but in the end, Van Vliet unable to catch it. And that would have been a huge positive for Belgium to build on. That was a good transition, but in the end, it culminates with a turnover.
Yeah, not ready to catch it. Trying to score before the catch. The catch is the most important thing. But also maybe France have retreated back and sprinted back on defense and made him mishandle.
Cordinier had the right idea, but
kickball.
Yep. Sa was wide open. Well, double change coming in for France. So checking back into the game will be Loaou Camaro along with Gershon Yabusele. Well, Alexandre Sa, along with Jalen Hoare, will check out of the game. So good minutes from those two so far. 6:26 to go here in the fourth. Iffy, unfortunately, committing the backcourt violation. Well, Freddie Fatu just applauding on his play. So now Hans van Veen coming into lineup. So going with slightly a stronger lineup. Still no Emmanuel Lecoq, but I'm guessing, knowing Dario Georgia, because he likes to give young players a run, whether when he was coaching or standing in the Basketball Champions League or the national team. This will be good learning experience for them in later games. Van den Ende getting that ball screen, going in, tough finish.
Good job, lovely drive, strong and direct.
Cutting it down at 22. Cordinier. France in no mood to rush things, but Cordinier, they go into the screen and makes them pay as France connecting with the 8th three-point field goal.
Lovely shot from him, quick. 8 from 25 now from the three-point strike.
25 points the margin.
Tough catch.
One unforced turnover, and now France. They got to get the ball over the halfway line. And there's a reach in by Guisset, so that's going to be another foul.
Maybe his second foul. Team's third.
Bilal Koulibaly will sub back in, so that probably is the night done for Brice Sachet, the young man who plays for the Atlanta Hawks, the first pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Just made global headlines becoming that #1 pick.
That must be a really cool feeling. First round.
That runs in the family, of course. Not necessarily being picked #1, but his father a part of that Olympic 2000 France team.
In
Australia.
Sydney.
Yep. Cordinier shaking, baking, almost finding a way, but now Belgium have an advantage. Can they take care of it? Here we go. Bako. Big Bako with the big bang.
Good job from Bako. Running rim to rim, puts his finger up, says, I want the pass. They deliver it.
Under halfway to go here in the 4th and final quarter. France still lead by 23. If he denied the ball screen. Good hands by Van den Ende. Now they have numbers. One more time, surely. Well, the pass just wasn't good enough. And there's a foul. I think that foul may be committed because Bako was walking a little bit awkwardly. Well, here's another look at this play. Van Veen dishes, and Big Bako with the big bang. As you mentioned, Zania, what you gotta love about a big like Ismail Bako. He will run the floor in transition.
Yeah, he will. And he asks for it, and you've got to reward your big doing the hard work. And he's having to also match up on Yabusele.
He has picked up his 3rd personal foul. 4:30 to go here in the 4th and final quarter. Cordini is having some good lucks here as the primary ball handler. Well, almost got it off the ankle break. Those two have had quite a few words between them, Guisset and Cordinier. Because Belgium have to take anything they can build on this game going into that next one. It's going to be a crucial big one for them next. Guisset just held on to it too long, and then you can see the reaction from Dario Georgia. If he finds Luau Cabarro. There's a bit of a barren spell here between these two teams in the last few possessions. Well, Van den Ende takes a deep three, almost from the EuroBasket logo. And that's his 2nd three of the night. And France are going to call timeout, and you can see Dario Georgia on the floor. Now this is almost, that is very much level with the EuroBasket logo.
Well, if he gets stuck behind the screen, has to go under. He takes a second, sees there's no defense, and holds it up. Nice high arcing, beautiful rotation on the ball. Makes it a 20-point game.
The Belgian player I can remember with that kind of range was Jonathan Tabou, played at the last EuroBasket. So, like I said, I love what Dario Georgia is doing, though, keeping Van Ende on the floor, because anything he learns in this game is going to be crucial going into the next one.
Sorry, you know who I thought you were going to say?
Who?
Julie Van Loo.
Well, credit to Belgium.
From Belgium. She shoots the high-arcing three-point shot. That's who I thought, but obviously not.
Hey, both of them great three-point shooters.
And we got to shout out the Belgium Cats. They won the EuroBasket women, came back.
Fine fashion, of course, that comeback against Spain in Athens. Incredible. Now, here's the thing for Freddie Fatou of France. Your team is leading by 20. You got 3:38 left. I mean, at this stage, what is going to be the message to him, to his players?
I think finishing strong, you know, don't take anything for granted. Come and reach, you know, come to the ball. Good screens. Here's the energy tracker, but I just think discipline. This is the last 3.5 minutes that is going to then take you on to, you know, a day off and then into your next game. So you don't want to create or start any bad habits as their next game is Slovenia. So.
And of course, many will be anticipating that matchup, because a lot of people spoke about that in the press conference with Yabusele and head coach Freddie Fatou, and you know, both of them said, "Hey, we're ready. We're ready." And no doubt, Slovenia, Kremlin Prepelic, Luka Doncic, they'll be ready as well as Maledon. Not firing in on the three-pointer. Does Belgium want to cut the deficit? Try to minimize this defeat as much as possible. Van Vliet misses last three. He gets that one. Well, no, actually made the last one. Makes this one too.
Well, we spoke about, you know, if you're up, you want to score as much as you can in that Israel-Iceland game, where Belgium play Iceland next, and both will have an L, so it's going to be a important game. The foul's been called. Israel's Iceland game was 83 to 71. So points is going to matter. So if Belgium can keep chipping away at this lead.
Because you could have some teams come the end of the group stage, some potential tiebreakers. Then it does come down to head-to-heads and point difference. Now we're under 3 minutes. Maledon. Yabusele's got a mismatch. DC has to switch. Yabusele, that's going to be a 24-second violation.
That's great defense from Belgium. They come over, the switch out happens to stop the mismatch, then they double. Really good defense from Belgium.
Well, Cordinier is going to go to the bench. That might be his last moment in the game as Elie Kobo subbing back in for the French. Van den Ende. Van Vliet. Trying to take on Yabusele. Tough fadeaway. Nobody going in for a second chance. France looking to push here with Koulibaly. The foul is going to be committed by Guisset, so we'll send Koulibaly to the charity stripe.
So much to look forward to in this French team. You know, I think we've spoken about the stars and the young stars, and they've stepped up and they've shown their caliber, their offense. I thought they've done a great job. And we spoke about, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the next question you got to be is, I mean, of course they came into this game respectfully favorites against Belgium. You know, when you go up against Slovenia and Luka Doncic, then you got to decide how to, differentiate the minutes, because everybody's come in different set plays. So that is going to be a tough one for Freddie Fatou as well. Van den Ende. Getting to the bucket. That time not able to finish. But I like what we're seeing from this young guy. Attacking the paint. Akobo, 3, transition. The foul is going to be called. And again, France will go to the free throw line.
Well, the fact that France could go 12-man deep is excellent. You know, it's really, what's the saying? I don't know, a box of chocolates? Like, no, what's the saying? That's lovely, that you've got so much option, you know.
A buffet?
Yeah, there you go. They just have, they don't drop off. I really love their energy. Nobody, sulks. Everyone's coming in. Obviously, also, it's easy to say that when you're up 20, so it'll be interesting to see how they go on win that in this group stage. But overall, I've really liked what I've seen from every single guy. They've played hard, their defense is great, they're rotating, they're sharing the ball. It's very difficult to stop a team that is feeling and looking this good.
There's a lot of pressure on the French national team. Remember, making it to the final in 2022, only to lose to Spain. And they were in that final favorites. Van Vliet's made 2 threes. Not going to get that one. But you got to credit Vincent Collet. The culture that he built with Les Bleus. The team that periodically would make it to finals. Remember, 2019 in China, they made it to the FIBA. Well, they beat the United States, I should say, actually, but of course, only losing to Argentina. Foul has been called. It's going to be another trip to the free throw line here for Guerschon Yabusele. 1:36 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, as you said, a lot to look forward to in this Group D. We still have another big game coming up tonight as Poland, the host nation, which, from what we've been told, there won't be a single empty seat in the arena, as they indeed will take on the 2017 EuroBasket champion Slovenia. Like I said, it's a rematch.
It is.
Of the quarterfinals in 2022, and a timeout is going to be called by Belgium.
You're right, and Poland has done a good job. They've sold out the house for the next game. The final is dessert, isn't it? We've had, we've had the starters, the main, and now the dessert this evening.
Well, we've had a main course of a wonderful cuisine from the French national team, but I just wonder, 1:36, do you think maybe Dario Georges called this timeout to, I don't know, maybe to relieve the full court pressure coming from France?
Yeah, I think, anytime you can put in a situation that's going to be live that you can learn from is important, because you don't know when you'll need it down the line. Even though this has been a tough game for Belgium, I don't think they've had anything easy. France have really made them have to work for every single bucket. They've had to make them, they've made them work on the defensive end, constantly having to move, switch, talk. They've really, kind of shown their vulnerability, but also their spots where they can improve.
Well, again, magnificent arena. We are here at the Spodek Arena in this really beautiful city of Katowice, which has become, even though it's only game day 1, a great host venue for the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket. If you look at the points by quarter, really it was the first and second quarter that really set these two teams apart, Zania.
Yeah, and then that second quarter going into half.
Well, Yabusele back at the free throw line. 9 points this evening. Now becoming the 5th player for Les Bleus to get into double figures. Along with Nadir Ifi, Elia Kobo, Zachary Issa-Shea, and the likes of Bilal Koulibaly, who is still leading them with 12 points.
Got to the free throw line 10 times though today, which is a great effort. He does such a good job using that size and strength down low, demands the ball. So that's his day over, game day 1.
Again, you can just see the defensive pressure from France, smothering Belgium in the full court. But Kobo comes up with it. Finds Alexander Sarr, count it, and he'll go to the free throw line to pile on further misery against Belgium's defense.
But still here, they're up big. Here's Sarr sealing off the defender, and they put the ball up just so he can catch that. But the defensive end, they could have easily just let Belgium score. No, they get back, they get the steal off and running. They're playing till the very end here.
No doubt this is a big performance of France, but as you mentioned, was led by a lot in this game. Tougher games will come about. Belgium right now playing for pride. Final seconds. Nice little cut down the middle. You know what? I like that offense. I like that attempt. But again, just unable to finish. It's now under a minute. Kobo now sensing the mismatch. Had to improvise. He may have just stumbled, but even then he found a way to score. I don't know what we call that. Do we call that the Kobo move, or?
I think so. Let's name it.
What a Euro step. Well, that's going to be France's fourth and final foul to give away. That is going to be on Raul Caballero. It's going to be a baseline possession here for Belgium. They think they got it sidelined, I think. So letting him will inbound this. 27.3 left to go. Coach Freddy Fatou. And now we'll start the EuroBasket campaign with a victory. Well, Van Vliet, pick and pop, 3 is up. Offensive rebound falling into Van den Ende. 3 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Belgium just want to get one final bucket. Van den Ende kicks out. They'll go for a final 3. It's up, and it won't go. France begin the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket with a big victory, 92-64 against Belgium. Right from the get-go, the very beginning, they were dominant. They led big at halftime, and they never came to relinquishing the lead. What a game from the team who made it to the finals in 2022.
Well, true dominant performance by France. 28 points. A big, big win. And a bit of a statement here in game day 1 versus Belgium. Really made Belgium have to work for every single point of their 64. Great job from France. Every player playing, nobody playing over 22 minutes. So they've done a good job sharing the load, especially in a tournament like this, Josh, where a lot of games in a short amount of time. So that's a great job.
And I think you said this in the very beginning of the first quarter. Belgium would really have to work to get any points in transition. They only finished with 3 fast break points. And you compare second chance points. I mean, obviously France with their physicality and just their hunger for any offensive board. They had 14 second chance points. Belgium only 4.
Yeah. Well, what Belgium can look at though, you know, I think it was 4 turnovers, or it was under 5 anyway in the first half, but managed to turn over France 12 times and scoring 8 points off of those turnovers. They've got to find little bits of, you know, gems and moments where they can build on, as they have ice and they can't, you know, be upset. They can't get down on themselves, because you've got to bounce back in a tournament like this.
And this French team, you're like a kid in the candy store. Sylvain Francisco, Elia Kobo, Gershon Yabusele, Theo Maladon, the likes of Zachary Rissachet, the #1 pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Alexandre Sarn, even you look forward to the future. Nadir if he finished with 10 points. This team is loaded with talent. Then you look at the stats from this game. They only had 2 3-pointers at the end of the first half. They finished with 6 in the second half, taking the total to 8. You know what? If that 3-point percentage was a little bit better, this could have been a very much a bigger margin.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. And there is your top scorers, and really Okobo comes out of nowhere and scores an easy 12 points when Koulibaly started very, very well. So the French team go around the arena. Great high-fiving everyone and their fans.
Well, fans, we will indeed be going to the highlights right after this. You can also join us later on for the post-game press conferences, where we'll meet with head coach Dario Georgia and a player, as well as head coach Freddy Fatou. I'll be heading to the press conference now, but Azania will lead you through the highlights.
Well, the fourth quarter best plays is my favorite time to highlight some moments, and especially for Belgium, I think they will look at this. They'll be disappointed, but to put 64 points up against a long, lean French team, it ain't easy to score against. So coach, you know, will definitely look at film, but for me it was a beautiful performance from France. Sharing is caring. First round, it's that 3 in the corner, and multiple guys scoring. I think this French team is dangerous. They've had a great run up into the EuroBasket with warm-up games. Bacco, I think they can also lean on him, Belgium, a little bit more with that dunk. But they had six players in double digits, France. Who do you stop? I thought Francisco needs a little shout out as well. So Francisco 0-0 for France. He came off the bench, was huge, had 5 points, 6 assists, and really looks after the ball. So some good moments for Belgium that they need to figure out over the day off tomorrow. But all smiles from France as they get their first dub in the pocket in the EuroBasket. So here you go. Earlier on, Israel beat Iceland 83-71, and the final dessert is coming up as Slovenia will take on Poland, the home nation, in just 8:30. It's about 7:15 now, so come back for game day 1 in Group D. An exciting last game is on its way.